An African Muslim king gave away so much gold that he crashed entire economies. This is history they don't teach you. Deep in the heart of West Africa, centuries before European explorers mapped their way to the continent, stood empires so powerful, so wealthy, that their influence stretched far beyond their borders. The story of the lost gold of the African Muslim empires is one of ambition, faith, and unimaginable prosperity, a legacy that shaped global history in ways often overlooked. The lands of Mali and Ghana, nestled between the Sahara Desert and the lush forests below, were not just rich in culture and tradition. They sat atop rivers and veins of gold, their soil glimmering with the promise of fortune. In the early centuries of the Common Era, the rulers of Ghana, known as the Ouagadougou Empire, rose to prominence. Their kingdom was built on trade, with gold at its heart. Traders from North Africa, the Middle East and beyond would journey for weeks, braving the harsh desert just to reach the bustling markets of Kumbisala, the capital. Here, gold dust was exchanged for salt, textiles, and other precious goods. Ghana's kings controlled every grain of gold. The law decreed that only the ruler could own gold nuggets. Ordinary people traded only in gold dust. This monopoly allowed the empire to exert immense influence over the region's wealth. As Islam spread across the Sahara, carried by Berber traders and scholars, Ghana's rulers began to embrace the new faith, blending it with local beliefs. The empire became a beacon of learning and religious tolerance, with mosques standing alongside traditional shrines. But time brings change, and by the 11th century, Ghana's grip on power began to wane. A new force emerged, the Empire of Mali. Founded by the legendary Sundiata Keita, Mali was destined to eclipse Ghana in both size and splendor. The heart of Mali's wealth lay in the city of Timbuktu, a name that would echo through history as a symbol of mystery and opulence. Timbuktu was more than a trading hub. It was a center of scholarship where Islamic law, astronomy, mathematics, and poetry flourished. Its libraries rivaled those of Baghdad and Cairo. It was during Mali's golden age in the 14th century that the world would witness a spectacle never seen before. Mansa Musa, the King of Kings, ascended the throne. His name is synonymous with wealth, his legacy so profound that stories of his riches became legend across continents. Mansa Musa was a devout Muslim, and in 1324 he embarked on the pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj, fulfilling one of the 5 pillars of Islam. But this was no ordinary journey. With a caravan stretching as far as the eye could see, Mansa Musa departed from Mali with tens of thousands of attendants, soldiers, camel drivers, and officials. He brought with him hundreds of camels, each laden with sacks of gold. Some accounts speak of as much as 18 tons of gold carried along the route. As the caravan moved north, winding through the Sahara, its splendor grew. Towns and cities along the way were stunned by the procession. In Cairo, the capital of Egypt, Mansa Musa's generosity became legendary. He distributed gold to the poor, bought lavish gifts, and built mosques. His spending was so extravagant that the value of gold in Egypt plummeted, causing a ripple effect that destabilized economies as far away as the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Gold, once a stable currency, lost its value overnight, leading to inflation that lasted for years. Never before had a single individual wielded such economic power. This event would be chronicled by Arab historians and traders who marveled at the wealth of the African king. Maps drawn in Spain and Italy began to show Mali, marked with a golden scepter and a crown, the land of untold riches. The tale of Mansa Musa's pilgrimage spread, inspiring dreams of wealth and adventure among generations of explorers. But gold was not just a symbol of wealth, it was the lifeblood of the empire. Mali's control over the gold mines of Bambouk and Bouré ensured its dominance in trade. Merchants from North Africa and Europe coveted this gold, exchanging salt, horses, and textiles for the precious metal. The empire's prosperity fueled the growth of art, architecture, and scholarship. Great stone mosques rose from the desert, their minarets reaching for the heavens. Manuscripts written in Arabic covered topics from law to medicine, philosophy to poetry. Yet the story of Mali and its gold was not without challenges. As new trade routes opened and rival kingdoms emerged, the empire began to fragment. The Songhai Empire rose from Mali's shadow, continuing the tradition of Muslim rule and gold-based wealth. The city of Gao became a new center of power, with its rulers expanding their influence across the region. Throughout the centuries, the gold of West Africa flowed across the Sahara, carried by camel caravans and merchant ships. It adorned the palaces of Cairo, the mosques of Marrakesh, and the vaults of Venice. European kingdoms, hungry for wealth, looked to Africa with envy. The legends of gold-paved streets and golden thrones fueled the age of exploration, setting the stage for a new era of conquest and trade. But as the world changed, so too did the fortunes of these great empires. The arrival of Portuguese and other European traders on Africa's coasts shifted the balance of power. Gold continued to flow, but the new trade brought with it new challenges: slavery, colonization, and conflict. The legacy of Mali and Ghana's golden age faded into myth, remembered only in the oral histories of their descendants. Today, the lost gold of the African Muslim empires remains a symbol of a forgotten past, a time when kings ruled with wisdom and faith, when wealth was measured not just in riches, but in knowledge and generosity. The story of Mansa Musa and his pilgrimage is more than a tale of opulence. It is a reminder of Africa's place at the heart of global history, a chapter written in gold, faith, and ambition. As the dust of centuries settles, historians and archaeologists continue to search for the remnants of these empires. Ancient manuscripts, buried cities, and lost treasures hint at a world where gold shaped the fate of nations. The true wealth of Mali and Ghana was not just in their gold, but in their legacy. A legacy that endures, waiting to be rediscovered. This is the story they don't teach you. A story of kings and empires, of faith and fortune, and of gold so vast it changed the world.